What's up, IG? What's up? What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing tonight? Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Cause I know last week y'all couldn't hear me on YouTube. Can y'all hear me? Max. Let me see. Can y'all okay? Y'all can hear me tonight. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, y'all know how I do my lives. I don't have no script or anything like that. I just get on here and answer you guys' questions. So go ahead and start firing off your questions. I ain't gonna be on here super long tonight. Last week we went a little long. I'm not gonna be on here super duper long because I started late tonight. What's good, bro? How you doing? How you doing? For you guys that I know, I'm gonna start asking a couple questions that I get that people DM me. Somebody asked me, when is the next Prime Day? The next Amazon Prime Day. Well, normally the Amazon Prime Day is usually 2 days. Every year that I've been doing it for the last 4.5 years, it's been 2 days. But this year they did something new with Amazon Relay. They did Prime Day for 4 days, which made the rates go sky high for a little bit longer. So with that being said, then somebody just asked me in my DM, when is the next Amazon Prime Day? When is the best time to get into logistics? And I always tell people, there's no wrong time to get into logistics, but if there could be a best time, this would be the best time to get into logistics, especially with Amazon Relay. And why do I say that? Because right now, if you start, you will be able to catch Prime Day in October. Prime Day, they're going to have it again this year in October, but it's going to be 4 days versus 2 days. So that's when the rates be like sky high. I'm talking about like $900,000, $1,100, loads on the load board for like a good 2 weeks. If you think I'm lying, just go back and look. I think it was July, middle of July. Go look at the reels that I posted. I'm talking about 800, 900, 1100, $1,200 loads all day long, all across the board. So if you start now, you will be able to catch peak day, Prime Day in October, and then right after Prime Day, what's the best time of the year for Amazon Relay? That is peak season. So peak season starts in November. So this is the best time. If you on the fence, you thinking about it, like you're gonna get that income tax check and you whatever you want to do in the beginning of the year, this is the best time to start it. The worst time to start it, if there could be a worse time, is when I started. I started in January. January is the slowest time of the year, January and a little bit of February. Why? Because everybody already spent all their money in January. They already gift shopping. They already spent all that money. So at the end of the day, nobody's really buying big screen TVs, computers in the first, second week in January until tax time hit again. So I would say this is the best time. If there's a perfect time to start your logistics company, it is right now. Someone said, how you feel? I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. What's up? From start to finish, how long will it take to get up and running? Good question. So from start to finish, how long it would take to get up and running? Let's say you don't have nothing brand new. You just been following me, following somebody else, and you just want to get into logistics. If you have zero done today, literally you can be up and running and booking loads with Amazon Relay within 30 days. Now, the reason why I say with me is because if you take my masterclass, will allow you to bypass the 180-day wait that Amazon have. Now, if you don't take my masterclass, it is a 180-day wait to get on with Amazon Relay, unless you know somebody that you can lease on to that you really trust. So with that being said, if you know nothing, you want to get up and running, I can have you up and running in literally 30 days from nothing. You don't know nothing about trucking, I can get you up and running. That means your LLC, your authority, your insurance, brokers, and all of my classes, like I stated, comes with all my contacts, referrals. You need your authority done. I got somebody for that. You need, I got an insurance broker. I got gas cards, EDL, everything that you need, I can get you up and running. Like I said, 30 days, bro, I can get you up and running. All right. 5 most common mistakes that beginners make. Listening to nonsense people. I always say that the only mistake I can think you can be, a couple mistakes that I think a lot of people make is listening to people. You listen to this person, you listen to this person, you listen to this person. It's kind of like, say you're trying to bake a cake and your grandma gave you a recipe, your aunt gave you a recipe, your friend gave you a recipe, and you're trying to bake a cake, but you got 3 different recipes going. That cake might not come out right, it might not taste right because you got 3 different things you're trying to do. Find you somebody, even if it's not me, find you somebody, stick with that person, believe what that person is saying and run with it. Because some people are like, well, I take this, I take this, I take that. So listening to too many people, listening to people that tell you there ain't no money in trucking, that's a big mistake because as we know, trucking ain't never going nowhere. It ain't never going to stop. So just listening to doubters. And then I will say another thing a lot of people do is they try to get into the industry by YouTube University. YouTube University is good because it can show you some things, it can help you with things, but everything ain't gonna be on YouTube and everything ain't gonna be free. So I would say the number one thing you can do to not make the 5 common mistakes is get yourself a mentor. Like I stated, even if it's not me, get yourself a mentor. Find somebody on Instagram, find somebody at a truck stop and say, man, can you mentor me? Because that will save you a lot in the long run. And a lot of people, like I said, they get into trucking and they YouTube University. So I mean, they try to go get an authority. So let me tell you this, and this is completely off subject, but the first thing I would say that a lot of people do when they get into trucking, the number one mistake I see people do, and I get like maybe once or twice a week, I get a consultation call for this. Hey, man, I did my LLC. I set up my own authority. You hear the key word I said, own. I set up my own authority, right? Which means they went to YouTube, they filled out their authority, and then now they went and got insurance. They might have been doing OTR. They might have been doing whatever. Then 180 days hit, right? And then now you got 180 days. You got your insurance. You got your authority. Now you go try to apply to Amazon Relay. But when you apply to Amazon Relay, they reject you. They say, hey, you cannot apply. Something's wrong. Then I start getting consultation calls. You know why? Majority of the people try to do their own authority. I think that's from out the jump, the number one thing that messed people up. If you are not familiar with doing your own authority, I know it sounds simple. I know you have a homeboy that say, hey man, it sounds simple. You can watch YouTube. I can guarantee you. If you're watching YouTube and you try to do it, one, it can make your insurance sky high. And like I stated, when you apply to Amazon Relay, you get rejected. So now guess what you got to do? You done paid insurance for 6 months on an authority that you can't even get on with Amazon Relay. Why? Because you took the cheap route. Why? Because you didn't have a mentor or somebody or a third party to help you with that. That's why I stated, as I always stated, I paid $680 to get my authority done because I went through a third party to do it, a professional, somebody that's familiar with authority. If you do it yourself, you're looking at about $400 by the time you get your UCR and your BOC3. So really in third, you're paying like $280 for somebody to do it the correct way. I don't know how much you guys value expertise, but $280 is not a lot of money to have something done the correct way, the right way. Then when you apply to Amazon Relay, you don't get rejected. So that's the number one thing I say that mess people up is they try to go do that way right there. And so, like I said, even if you don't use my services, my ebook comes with my third party authority person. It comes with everything. But if you don't even use us, find you somebody that's familiar with what Amazon is looking for when you're setting up that authority. All right. What's up, Matthew? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Okay. Hit the button. It's free. Game 100. Shout out to the trucker on the best compliance queen in the game. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, let's see what other questions we got on here. Peak season. All right, next Prime Day is in October, followed by peak season in November. Right. Someone said, is it best to work a driver for 5 or 6 days? All my drivers do 6 days. Some people do 5 days. So it just depends on your driver. Some people do 5 or 6. Is no right or wrong. But as long as that truck is moving 7 days a week, then you're good to go. All right. Someone said, will you have another masterclass in October? Good question. No. So, no, in October. You said October. Yes. So, for you guys that don't know, I got 3 slots left for my August 23rd masterclass. Only 3 slots left. I know a lot of people been hitting me up saying, oh man, I'm gonna check your September class. I'm gonna do your September class. Well, unfortunately, I'm not having a September masterclass. So the next masterclass won't be until October. So I have 3 slots left for the August 23rd. The good part about that is if you join this masterclass, then you will be able to catch peak day, Prime Day, and you'll be able to catch peak season. Now, being that I'm skipping October, if you're trying to get on in October, you will miss Prime Day, but you will be able to catch peak season. So with that being said, if you want to maximize your money and get the most amount of money and be a pro by peak season, jump into masterclass right now. Like I stated, we got 3 slots left. All right. So that's why I made that post today, because I know a lot of people have been sitting around waiting for the September class, and I'm not going to have a September class, but I will have an October class. You're right. But I don't know exactly what date it is in October. So It depends on what date I have. If you don't have nothing, if you're trying to get up and running in 30 days, you could potentially miss a little bit of peak season. So with that being said, don't procrastinate. And the good thing about it is you can join the masterclass in August 23rd, even if you're not 100% ready to start now, and you can just start in September, but at least you already took the masterclass, so you can lease on whenever you want to, okay? Someone said, if my driver record is not good, is it worth being a driver for my own box truck company? No. If you don't have a really good driving record, I would do, if I was you, Sweet Pear, I would try it. Go through my broker, try it, see what they say. And if they say it's going to be too high, then what I would do is take me off of it, get you a driver, and just use your driver. I had a couple people that had some bad driving records, and they figured out that it didn't make sense for them to drive. So all they did was hire drivers and scale their companies without them physically driving the truck, because he was just planning, the guy with the driving record, he was only planning to drive for 6 months anyway. So I was like, what's the point? Just, throw a driver in there, if that makes sense. Someone said, what if I'm just waiting to start loads? How long would that take? What you mean? We say, but what if I'm just waiting to start loads? How long would it take? If you're just talking about like the DAT load board, what's your name? Prolificate. If you're just talking about the DAT load board, then as soon as your authority goes active, you can start working and getting work off the DAT load board. Now, mind you, with this, like I always tell people, I mean, it's sad to say, but a lot of time when you get your authority, a new carrier, a new broker, dispatcher is not going to work with you until your authority is usually 90 days minimum. And then after that, they really want you to have you at 180 days, but you can start finding work at like 90 days once your authority is 90 days. So most people, like I always tell people, if you're trying to think you're going to get out here and you're going to hit the road and you're going to be tearing up the DAT load board because you see other people doing it on social media, it ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna tear it up for the first 90 days. And most people, you gotta think about it. For them 90 days, you still gotta pay your insurance. You gotta pay your truck note or a truck rental. You gotta pay a driver if you have one. So most people don't survive those first 3 months in trucking because they don't have enough work. That's why I say come to Amazon Relay. There is no shortage of work. It's only 2 days a year that Amazon Relay ain't moving, and that's Christmas and November. Otherwise, there is no shortage of loads. You can always find loads on the load board. So that's the good part about Amazon Relay. All right. So consistent work all day, every day. All right. Someone said the class is worth more than the price. I wouldn't lie. Ken Sean Porter, that's what's up. I appreciate that. A lot of people tell me that, man. I'm telling you, though, the information you're going to get out of that master class is going to save you. I can guarantee you're going to spend $1,000 in headaches and mistakes calling up to the insurance company. Just the referrals alone is worth more than $1,000. Just to have somebody help you with your compliance, just to have somebody help you with your authority, have somebody, with your ELD, just pretty much everything, how to pay your drivers, all of that good stuff is in this class. But thank you, Ken Sean. Thank you. So every masterclass, every live you see I come on, I have real people that have taken my masterclass that's in my live. So with that being said, that's a testimony in itself. Someone say, can you get me up and running? Of course, bro. I can get anybody up and running. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. This January will be 5 years that I've been doing Amazon Relay. 99% of the time, we do a little bit of that load board. But man, as you guys know, trucking has changed my life. It really did. It changed my family life, my friends' life. Everybody got a trucking company. Everybody around me do. So with that being said, yes, I can help you, bro. Someone said, I bought the blueprint from you a while back and I can't find it in my email no more. Send me your first and last name, Benz, and I'll do a search for you. And then if I find it, I'll just send it to you. So that's not a problem. And it's probably, you bought it a while back. We done updated it now. So I'll send you the new version too. So yeah, by the way, if you already bought my ebook and you do want to take the master class, it's only $750 for you guys. Just send me an email to info@boxtruckshorty.com and then we let you in the class. All right. So $750 if you already bought the ebook. And if you already took the masterclass and you want to take it again, say you took it last year, 6 months ago, and you're like, man, something came up. I wasn't ready to start, but now I want to do it again. If we have slots available, we can let you in for $250. This is proof that you took the master class, and we let you take a refresher class. But those slots are very limited because, like I stated, we only got 3 slots left, and I think we probably got 1 slot left for a refresher. All right. How much is the master class? The master class on August 23rd is $999. You can pay $499 now and just pay the other $499 before the class start. If you missed that class, then if you're still trying to get up and running in September, then you would have to take the VIP master class, which is $1,250. That class is Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right. Someone said, how much is your class? I just answered that question. Someone said, can you mentor me? Of course, bro. Of course. I've mentored thousands of people to get up and running. Someone said, Jabbar got everything you need, all in the info in a legit way. Appreciate that. I really appreciate that, Porter. I really, really, really do. Thank you. Someone says, the master goes answering another question. Someone says, how can we sign up and where is the location online? So you can sign up for my masterclass by going to boxtruckshorty.com. If you're on Instagram, you can just click the link in my bio and go through it. I think it's the first thing on my slide. So go to boxtruckshorty.com and it will look like this. Let me show you what it'll look like. All right. So when you go to it, it'll look just like this. And it's the first one at the top, boxtruckshorty.com and Instagram. That's what it looks like. So yeah, you just go to boxtruckshorty.com. All right. Someone said too many risk in trucking. Well, not is too many risk in everything, and everything in life has a risk. So, but you got to take a calculated risk. I would say the risk in trucking is not having the correct information, but that's with any industry. So I don't think it's a lot of risk, especially the way I do it. Let me tell you why I don't think it's a lot of risk. Because first, I'm not owning the trucks. I don't have to pay for maintenance. The trucks break down. Anything happen to these trucks, I'm not responsible for it. So I've been in trucking for 4.5 years and I own zero trucks. I don't own a truck. I know a lot of people that won't you go buy a truck? Won't you buy a truck? But every single month, I've stopped thinking about it now. But every couple months ago, like for the last 3 years, I used to always think about, well, man, maybe I should buy one truck. And then I'll do that consultation once a month. And that person will tell me, man, my trucking bill to repair this was $12,000, $15,000. And I'll be like, nope, no, thank you. Because you got to remember, I got 5 trucks running. I don't want to spend $12,000, $15,000 in maintenance on a truck every single year. If I got 5 trucks, that's $60,000 minimum, probably right there I'm spending in maintenance. So I don't own a truck. That's $1 million question. Do you have to own a truck to get into trucking? And the answer is no. I own zero trucks. You always hear me tell the story about my best friend that bought a truck. First year, $25,000 in repairs. After that, guess what? He's been in the business. I've been there 4.5, so he probably been in there. He started in September there, so almost 4 years. And guess what? He don't own any trucks either. So he learned his lesson the hard way. But with that being said, am I against people that purchase their truck? Absolutely not. Now, if you purchase a truck and you have a warranty on that truck, or you have a fairly new truck, or you have $10,000 to $15,000 in reserves, credit card, line of credit, then yeah, you can go out and purchase you a truck. There's nothing wrong with that. But guess what's the good thing about it? If you purchase a truck, guess what's the sweet thing about it? You still can go rent more trucks to make money in it. Just think about it. And this is where I love when I run into people in my masterclass. They be like, man, you cracked the code. One dude was like, man, you cracked the code on this. Like, he was like, I've been killing the game. I'm up and running. I think he had 3 or 4 trucks, but he owned 2 trucks and then he bought rented the other 2 trucks. But this is the thing. Think about this. I always tell people, just give them this analogy. Say you live in a place. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Forget it. Let's just say I'm in Atlanta, right? Well, I live in Atlanta. Let's say you had a friend and you lived in Atlanta. You had a homegirl or a person that said, you know what, man, I'm going overseas to work for a year, and they have a house. But let's say their house is located downtown by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and Aquarium, right, which is like a tourist area in Atlanta. And let's just say their mortgage was $2,000. But you could rent this person house out from them for $2,000. And they're going to be gone a year. But you rent it out for $2,000. You don't own the house, right? But yet you can put it on Airbnb, and let's say you're making $10,000 a month because this house is in a hot spot, right? Does it matter that you don't own this house, but yet you're netting $8,000? Guess what? The roof goes out in the house, the AC go out in the house. Guess what you're doing? You calling your person that owned the house. They fix the AC, they fix the electricity, they fix everything. You have zero maintenance on the house, but you still profited $8,000. But let's say you owned a couple houses and you do it on your own. You own your houses and you might only be paying $1,000. You might be making $9,000 profit, but who cares? At the end of the day, you're making a profit by using somebody else's equipment. I know we learned this a long time ago, using other people's money. But what I do is I use other people's equipment to make my money. So it's the same exact scenario. So even if you own a truck, you still can buy a truck. So I think a lot of people, especially my generation, we hooked on owning. I had it. Well, I want to own. Owning paintings, owning stocks, owning bonds. That's what they talk about, assets. A box truck is not an asset. I don't care if you paid it off cash. It's just not an asset. Okay. So with that being said, There's nothing wrong with owning it, but you still can rent more trucks as well. And like I always tell people, man, if you think of these, like just think. Once you think outside the box, think about, let's just use Enterprise as a car rental, not the truck, or what they do. Enterprise go out and buy a fleet of brand new vehicles, Nissan Altimas, Camrys, whatever. They buy, let's say they buy 1,000 brand new cars in 2025, which in 2024, right? They keep these cars till they hit a certain mileage. Once these cars get out of their warranty, if it's 36,000 miles or 50,000 miles, they not dumb, they not stupid. Guess what they do? As soon as them cars about to hit the warranty, guess what they do? They bring the car in, they sell the cars to the auction, and then they go buy the latest new version because they don't want to deal with maintenance. The same thing Penske does, the same thing Ryder does, the same thing Budget does, the same thing all of the rental trucks do. They use it while they can make money off it. When it's time for them to, when they feel like, yo, maintenance is about to start happening in this car, this truck, then they sell it. So that's the same thing I'm doing. I'm using their equipment to make money, if that makes sense. All right. Someone says, can you help cargo van owners? No, I'm not familiar with cargo vans at all. So with box truck, the smallest equipment that you can use is a 16-foot cube truck, which is a box truck. The next thing is a 26-foot box truck, of course, and then the last, equipment that you can use is a car, a semi. All right. Someone said 2 questions. If you do everything over, what would you do differently? I'm an affiliate in this area, oversaturated. Oh, good question. If I could do anything over, what would I do? Man, the only thing I could think of, I would have started trucking earlier because I've heard of trucking years ago, but I never heard of the rental aspect of it. So just to be transparent with you guys, when I first started my trucking company in January, I think it was 2021, whatever, it's almost 5 years ago, I came into the industry with a mentor. So I didn't fall out of the sky. I wasn't born knowing about box trucks at all. I knew zero about box trucks. For you guys that don't know, I went to school, I graduated, I worked in corporate America for 16 years in the finance industry, left there. But before I left there, I was flipping houses in the real estate market, and the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, I had to shift because nobody was getting evicted, nobody was moving. Housing shortage came up. So I was like, man, what can I do? So I've always heard about logistics. I mean, for like the last 10 years, I had a coworker, her husband was paying her $1,600 a month in spousal support. He had some semis. And I was like, damn, what this dude doing to pay $1,600 a month in spousal support? I ain't gonna say her name because I don't put her business out there, but I ain't never heard of a regular person paying spousal support. I only heard of celebrities paying spousal support. So I was like, damn, he making some money. So anyway, but every time I hear somebody that say they made a lot of money in logistics, like for the last 10, 15 years, I also right after that heard the horror story. Yeah, man, you can make a lot of money, but man, when that truck break down, it'll put you out of business if you don't have that money, X, Y, and Z. So it always scared me back in the porch. So with that being said, when I got into logistics, I knew nothing about logistics. I knew what a semi truck was. I knew what a cargo van was. I didn't even know what a box truck was. Of course, I seen a box truck, but if somebody would have asked me 4.5 years ago, what's this? I would have said, man, a truck, a small truck. I didn't know that it was a 26-foot box truck. I didn't know the difference between a dock height box truck versus a U-Haul box truck. So I knew nothing about logistics in January of 2021. But what I did do, to answer your question, what would I do differently? I wouldn't do nothing differently because I came into the industry with a mentor. So the guy who I came in that mentored me, he was in trucking for over like 20 years. He had semis. He said, look, young blood, you don't want to buy a semi. Because when I was thinking about getting the logistics, I was thinking about buying a semi, the same thing everybody do. Go out, buy a used semi, put a driver in there and send that truck over the road. But he was like, no, you want to do this. I can show you how to rent these trucks and start this business. And that's exactly what he did. And it was a genius idea. I took it and ran with it. If you go back through my Instagram, go back to my YouTube, I can show you. I posted my first week. I used to make $2,000 a week, $2,000 a week. Then when I got my second truck about 3 weeks or a month later, I got my second truck, but he was still my mentor. He was still showing me how to do this, how to do that. So I scaled up from 2 trucks to 3 trucks. So while I was still working my 9 to 5, at one point I had 8 trucks running. But it was hard because we didn't have this thing called poster truck then. So I had to manually book all of my loads every single night. So remind you, I never drove the box truck. I never did a run before. If somebody was to offer me $10,000 to go to Amazon tonight and load a truck, I couldn't within 50 minutes to get out of there because I've never done it. I've been to the warehouse, but I never drove the truck because I had PTSD from being in a wreck when I was younger. So anyway, make a long story short, I wouldn't do nothing differently because I came into the game with a mentor. And I think that's why I didn't make a lot of mistakes because he was like, you got to have this driver, you got to do this, you got to do this. So he pretty much taught me everything I ain't gonna say everything, but majority of the stuff to be successful in trucking. So with that being said, I wouldn't pretty much do anything over. All right. Probably would have quit my job quicker, sooner if I knew how successful it would have been. All right. All right. Let me see. Let me see. I'm in Philly. Is the area over? No, it's not oversaturated, bro. Nope. Someone said, I'm so excited for the next masterclass. That's what's up, JD girl. I can't wait either. I can't wait either. Someone said, I'm confused. So this is a live class, but it's going to be a lot of information. How am I going to be able to obtain all that information? Is there a recording to this class so we can reach out to you? Forget? No. So there's no recording, but it does come with my ebook. The class is virtual, so you can be anywhere. It's 12 p.m. Eastern. It's a Saturday, August 23rd, if you do the group master class. But yes, it's you get to take all the notes you want, all of that. And anybody that's in my master class, they'll can attest. If it's something small or you get lost, you just shoot me a DM on my either my text on my phone or my Instagram, and I respond back to you. They can tell you I respond back to my DMs when I get time. So that's that. All right. Someone says, is it true that felons can no longer do Amazon? No, that's not true. Felons, they still can do Amazon. I know people that's still actually doing it right now. So yes, you can be a felon and still do Amazon. So what they're looking for with the background, what you're talking about is like theft and stuff like that, unsavory type things where they think that their items are going to be missing. So that's what they're kind of looking for inside King Judah. Someone said, what order should we go about starting a company? Well, in order to start a company, the first thing you need is, of course, it's an LLC. Then after you get your LLC, the next thing you want to do is get your authority. And your authority, comprises of your MC, DOT, BOC, UCR. Like I said earlier, go back and watch this live. Do not try to do it by yourself if you are not familiar with it. All right. If you need somebody to help you with your authority and you just don't know, you can come to me. Even if you ain't bought nothing, send me an email at info@boxtruckshorty.com, and then I can send you my third-party referral. They charge $680 to do your authority. All right. So with that being said, don't try to do it yourself. After you get your authority, the next thing you want to do is get commercial insurance. I got an insurance broker for that, and then the last step is getting your paying the $1,000 to get your rental truck, or if you want to purchase a truck, is up to you. But yes, so that is the steps right there. All right. All right. Someone said insurance is way too high, which is making me get into trucking game impossible. The insurance is based off of Naughty. I don't know if you was trying to, if you went through a broker or you trying to get it yourself. If you're trying to get it yourself, I always tell people this too. A broker can get you cheaper insurance. So if you call directly to the insurance company, they're gonna knock your head off. So it can be high to get insurance, but there's a way that you can get it down, which is actually speaking to a broker. If you don't mind me asking, or if you don't mind messaging, tell me how much your insurance you've been getting quote has been, if that makes sense. But if you want to send me a DM, just send me a DM. All right. Someone said, I got a Class A license and I'm ahead of the game, or should I stop paying for my CDL license or keep it? I'm only saying if I run to Class B, about keep rolling. Well, if you have a CDL and you drive the box truck, then you really still not using your CDL. But I would just keep the CDL if you already got it. I mean, keep it if you got it. I wouldn't just stop getting it, because you can also do semis with box trucks. I mean, not box truck. You can also do Amazon Relay with semis, and they got way more loads for semis than they do for box trucks. So I wouldn't give it up. Someone said, with buying the class, do you help with getting a DOT and MC, how to take it to the deal? Yes. So when you get in the class, man, we walk you through everything. I have somebody that can help you with your LLC if you need it. I have somebody that can help you with your authority if you need it. I have somebody that can help you literally with every single step. Like I always tell people, I know it sounds redundant if you always watch my lives, but if you join my masterclass, I can guarantee you this. There's nothing that you will leave out of this class that you have to figure out on your own. Okay. You just got to figure out, let me tell you what you do have to figure out: where you want to put your trucks. Because a lot of people think, because like, say, for example, I'm in Atlanta, but let's say I might have a son that's in Texas and I want to start this company for him and I want him to run my company or just get him a job. I can start the company here in Atlanta and put a truck in Houston, Texas. I could put a truck in Chicago. I could put a truck anywhere I want nationwide. The truck does not have to be where I'm at. So with that being said, you can put your truck anywhere you want to. So that's what you got to figure out. You got to figure out how many trucks you want. I can't tell you that. And then other than that, just the grind and the hustle, who you want to hire. But other than that, there is nothing that you have to figure out. This ain't no course. My masterclass is not a course. You ain't got to pass no test. Ain't no busy work. It's like this. Let me tell you what my masterclass is like. If you want to drive to New York from Atlanta, but let me give you an example. I'm like GPS. I'm gonna tell you which road to get on, like ways, how to get there the quickest, where to turn, what to avoid tolls. I'm gonna show you how to do all of that so you don't have to figure anything out. You ain't using a map, you ain't trying to get there. You take this, you get on the turnpike. I'm showing you how to get there step by step. And it comes with my step by step ultimate bundle pack, guys. So you don't have to figure out anything. You need an ELD, got somebody. You need a broker, got somebody. You need gas card, got somebody. You need this, got somebody. I mean, you know, need to pay your drivers, got somebody. You need the performance management contract that we use, got somebody. So every single step of the way is covered, if that makes sense. Someone said, how do you divide the insurance? Well, when I got into the industry, like I stated, I have a broker. So I've heard people that didn't have brokers that their prices have been sky high. But my broker, when I came into the industry, my insurance was $1,375 down and $1,300 a month, which is not bad. Most people that's in my master class, somewhere about around that 13 to 1,500, depending on your state. Some states is a little bit higher, you know, like up north. California is a little bit higher, and then Florida is a little bit higher. But other than that, a broker will get you better. Like I always tell that story. I had a guy, he was in Louisiana. He went to his insurance company. They wanted $9,000 down. He came to me, my broker. They only asked for $1,600 down. So a broker has relationships that can get you a cheaper rate or cheaper insurance. And I know everybody's like, oh, just go call up Progressive or call up Geico or call up. Do not do that. Get yourself a broker. I can guarantee your insurance to be way cheaper if you go and get yourself a broker. Okay. All right. How many loads can one truck do a day? Good question, Dela Cruz. A truck can do, some people can do 2 loads a day. I've seen 3, but mostly some people can do a short load and 2 loads. Or you can book a load. Let's say, for example, if you book a load from Atlanta to Charlotte, then you can go look at the Charlotte load board and book a load coming back. So I would say 2. But sometimes 3. Like I knew it was one girl in California, and it was a girl in Atlanta that was doing it, but she was doing short loads and she was doing like 3 loads a day. So that's that. All right. But that was a good question too. Someone said, can you get Amazon? Someone said, can you get me Amazon Relay if I pay for the masterclass? Yes, I can get you on with Amazon Relay. So that's what the masterclass is. The masterclass comes with leasing on option, both of them. The masterclass, which is the group on August 23rd, or the VIP masterclass. You get to bypass the 180-day wait rule with Amazon. You don't have to wait 180 days. Soon as you your authority goes active, we can get you up and running. All right. Someone says, yes, he's not lying about the masterclass. I literally started Monday. That's what's up, bro. The barber, that's what's up. So see, look, got real live people, man. I got testimonies. Go, if you're on Instagram, go up to my top of my page, go to reviews, right? Look, let me grab my other phone. Go to my page if you think I'm lying. Go up here to my Instagram. Click on, I got 3 pages of reviews. You can just click on any one of them you want to and just go through them. Go through it. So look how many reviews. These are real live reviews. I don't black out nothing. They're real people. So reviews, just look. Real reviews. I got hundreds of reviews of people that took my master class. And like I stated, I mean, you ain't gonna get this information from nowhere else for this price point. So join the masterclass. Got 3 slots left. We will not be having a September masterclass. If you're trying to catch Prime Day and peak season, who's going to be the lucky person? I would say lucky to catch these next 3 slots. All right. Someone said, how can you schedule your driver, 2 drivers for 1 truck that works best? You can have a full-time driver, then you have a part-time driver. Or some people, what they do is they have a nighttime driver. Then when the driver get back in the morning, hold them, then they have a morning driver. I did that a little bit when I first started, but I was still working my job. So it was hard for me to book loads while I was working the morning time. So I kind of stopped doing that. But there is some people that still, use that route of having a daytime morning driver and a nighttime driver to do that load. But you also got to have a full-time driver and a part-time driver for each of your trucks that you do have. All right. Would it be worth doing Amazon Relay with you if I rent my box truck out in Indiana? Yeah, that's what all these reviews I'm talking about, these thousands of people right here, hundreds of people that I'm talking about, they all rent their trucks. Not a lot of them own their trucks. So most of my mentees that come through, I call them box heads. They rent their trucks. I got people in the mentorship right now that got like 3 or 4 trucks. I got one person that got 5 trucks. So, and that's another thing. When you join the masterclass and you lease on, like a person was just like, I can have more than 1 truck. Yes. If you join the masterclass, if you want to scale up for peak season and get you 2 or 3 trucks, you can get you 2 or 3 trucks. I just try to do this. This is one thing I can say I think I changed it with the mentality of getting into trucking. The mindset of, and I know a lot of people talk a lot of shit about me about this because they feel like I'm not a real trucker because I didn't drive the truck. I'm not driving the trucks. I'm not driving on the road telling you crazy stories, funny stories about me being in the mountains or me doing this. And I can't tell you how to checklists and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, I came into this business to make money. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. I'm a businessman, not a businessman. So with that being said, in a nutshell, I came into the industry to teach other people that look just like me or don't even look like me how to make money passively without actually driving the truck. That's my claim to fame. That's why I came in this game at, and I did it. Nobody else was doing this on the end. Nobody in the industry. I don't care. Everybody's telling you get in the truck, drive the truck, and no disrespect to the brothers that is getting in the truck, driving the truck. But what I came into this game for, I came into this game like I always love helping people, but I came in here to teach people scaling. That you don't have to be the worker. You don't have to drive the truck to make the money. Like a lot of people get in there and they get stuck in the truck and they end up driving these trucks forever. And it's just like a job. You quit your job just to drive the truck. And like I said, no disrespect, because you got to start somewhere. But you should have a game plan that, you know what, I'm going to drive this truck for 6 months. And I'm going to learn the game. I'm going to learn everything I have. But you have to have an exit strategy. I'm telling you, I read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 25 years ago. And I tried everything. I did sold credit repair, I sold houses, I sold sneakers, I sold cars. I had a record label called Supreme Treasury Entertainment. I had an artist that made it to the radio. He used to win all the contests. So anyway, make a long story short, I tried everything I could to get out of the rat race. And I thought I thought real estate was going to do it, but it ended up being trucking. I don't have no passion for trucking. I don't love trucking. I love the money for it and I love helping people, because I can't say I love trucking because I don't drive a truck, if that makes sense. My passion that you see is me helping people. I love it, man. I'm telling you, when I walk around, I go to the mall, I go somewhere, and somebody's like, yo, man, you changed my life. Like, you helped me get this, and that. That's the biggest blessing in the world, man. So forget trucking. That's the part that I did. And I taught people how to look past driving the truck to be scaling the truck. Because if you think about it, before me, in order to get in trucking, everybody was telling you to buy a truck. Well, guess what? To buy a truck, especially when I came into the game, a box truck back then was a little bit more expensive because we was in the pandemic. So it was like 50, 60,000 minimum for a truck. Some box trucks used was going for 100 bands. So with that being said, let's just say a $60,000 truck, you got to bring 20% down. That's a lot of money. The average person don't have that. A lot of people in trucking came just coming home from, the prison or wherever they was locked up at. So with that being said, you ain't gonna have $10,000 to drop on a truck and then get up and running and all of that. And you ain't gonna have credit because you was probably locked up for a little while. So with that being said, this resonated with people that's locked up, because now, guess what? You don't have to have no credit. You ain't got to have a gang of money. You ain't got to have, none of that. So I'm showing you how to get into the game by renting a truck, which is a lot cheaper than actually purchasing a truck. You see what I'm saying? And I catch hell, man. You'd be surprised. I ain't gonna call no names, but it's be people that hate me because I was helping you guys. They felt like I was like killing trucking. Like you had people like, oh, he destroyed trucking because you let too many people in. Well, guess what? I look at it like this, man. It's enough money for everybody. Amazon got more money, like right under God. So with that being said, if you are good at what you do, you never have to worry about competition. And that's just it. I know what I know. I know how to book loads. Nobody can stop me. I've been booking more loads, so I can let everybody in. At the end of the day, if you're good at what you're going to do, like I know this is probably not good, but they used to, in the streets, they say a good dope sells itself. Well, guess what? A good product sells itself. So you don't have to be afraid of teaching people or helping people. And when people's like, man, I want to go duplicate, I don't care. Go do it. Because at the end of the day, there's enough money for everybody. So with that being said, I caught a lot of hell coming into the industry. That's all I'm gonna say. Now they don't really bother me. They don't really mess with me, because at the end of the day, I've helped so many people. What can you say? I don't even have to argue no more. All just like, look, the proof is in the pudding. Go fact check me. Like I always tell people, Google me. Google me. I made it in the magazines. I was on the news. Shit, I was just yesterday with the governor of Georgia, shaking hands with the governor of Georgia. And I don't get into politics like that about Republican, Democrats, or whatever. I don't care about none of that stuff. All I care about is making money and unifying, getting people together. So you're gonna be able to have to work with this political person, this political person. So at the end of the day, I done met the mayor of Atlanta, I done met the mayor of Sandy Springs, I done met the Fulton County Commissioner, I done met the CEO of DeKalb County, Lorraine. So man, trucking has changed my life and it's opened up doors for me to be around other people and be able to make some major moves, man. So with that being said, um, trucking has changed my life. All right. So let's go back to some more questions. All right. Let's see what we got here. Thank you for your time and patience, brother. God bless you and your family. I want to leave and sign up, but the info is so vital. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My birthday's on the 18th, so my gift to myself is joining the Masterclass, my third road to blessing. That's what's up. Congrats, congrats. Delacroix, these loads are done at night. Thanks for not gatekeeping, my brother. Yeah, man, there's no need to gatekeep. There's no need to gatekeep. All right. Someone said, great info. Took the class, been on my way. What's up, man? Shamo, I think you the younger guy. I remember you. If I remember you correctly, man, congratulations, bro. I know you bought a truck, right? So I think I remember you telling me you bought a truck, and if you bought it soon, within a month, I think you had to spend like $5,000 and get your truck fixed. Shamoya, am I correct? Are you the right person? If so, just tell me yes. I need to bring you on my lives one day, man. So you can. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So yep. So you think I'm lying, brother? He took the master class, and he's like, man, I bought a truck, and in the first month, I think he had to spend like $5,000 to get his truck repaired. But he owns a truck now. He's like, I wish I would have found you earlier, but it is what it is. But good, congrats to you, bro. He's a young brother, man. My hat goes off to you, bro. Someone said, is it a virtual class? Yes. So the class is done through Zoom. It's a virtual class. You could be anywhere in the world. If you and your business partner, y'all in the same company, if y'all want to like sit side by side and take the master class, both of y'all can sit in on the class as well. Someone said, what's the amount we need for total startup from Masterclass, MC, DOT, insurance, truck plus to get drivers? So let me go back to that. I answer this every week, but I always get new people. Now, however much your LLC costs in your state, usually LLC is $100, $200 per state. But I paid $200 in the state of Georgia. I went through a third party to get my authority. Like I stated earlier, if you need a third party person, let's say you don't want to buy nothing from me right now. You already got your LLC, but you want to get your authority set up. Send me an email at info@boxtruckshorty.com. info@boxtruckshorty.com. Say, hey, I'm interested in getting my authority done. We'll send you the link. Get you in contact with the person that could do it. It costs $680. We'll cover your MC, DOT, UCR, BOC3. That's $680. So let's just say your authority, your LLC was $200. Let's say you pay $680 for your authority. Now you need to come up with an insurance down payment. The reason why I say $5,000 is because let's say your insurance is $1,500. Let's say you're in a state where it's kind of high and it's $1,500 now. Let's say you got something on your driver, you got a speeding ticket or whatever. So instead of them wanting $1,500 down, they'll want $1,500 times 2. So that'll be first and last. So that'll be $3,000 that you got to bring to the table, right? Now, and then the next payment is just 10 months. So it adds up to the same thing. It's just that they want one more than payments up front, right? So first and last, that's $3,000 plus the $680 plus the $200. So that's $38.80, right? Yeah, 38, somewhere around there. All right. So now the last thing you got to come up with is the $1,000 for the rental deposit, and the $1,000. So basically right at about $4,800 to get up and running. You get you a pallet jack. That's about $150. So that's why I tell people $5,000. That's outside of the masterclass. You get the masterclass is $1,000. So if you're talking about including the masterclass, you're looking at about $6 to get up and running if you want to participate in the lease on program that we have. All right. Someone said I have multi-entity. Should I just do DBA? No, I would just keep it as the one entity. The great. Someone said, do I need a pallet jack? Yes, you do need a pallet jack. A regular basic pallet jack. You do not need nothing fancy. I know some people are like, do I need to get an electric pallet jack or this, and that? No, because the freight that you're picking up from Amazon is not heavy. Like if you go watch my videos, you can push it with a regular basic pallet jack. You don't need nothing crazy, nothing special. All right. Yes, you have to purchase a pallet jack. You can find a good one. Yeah, on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I bought all mine used. I only bought one brand new because we was in a rush. I had a load and we had to take this load. And Amazon was not trying to let us use their pallet jack. They told us don't come back. So I had to buy one brand new. But you can buy a pallet jack off Craigslist, OfferUp, Let Go for $150, somewhere around there. All right. How do you lease on someone to your authority? What are your steps? It's a little, I can't explain it on here, but is a system and a process to getting somebody leased onto your process. So it's too much for me to kind of just, I guess, touch on right here, if that makes sense. But what we do is we let you allow you so you can book loads. You booking all your own loads with Amazon. Like I said, you can have multiple trucks, one truck, two trucks. To do Amazon Relay. With the ebook, does it teach you how to get the Amazon Relay or get loads right away? Yes, it does. If you already, so let's say you already got 180 days or you're already up at Amazon and you just don't know what to do to Amazon, then yeah, grab my ebook. My ebook is still on sale right now for 99 bucks. My ebooks also come with all of my referrals, everything. The only thing the ebook doesn't give you is access to booking loads for 180 days and all of the steps and like some of the stuff I'm going to teach you because I've been doing it 4.5 years. If I was to put that in an ebook, that ebook would be God knows how long. All right. Someone said, "What's up, Jabbar? Thank you and Tiffany again for the love you showed me in the VIP masterclass. Everyone who is thinking about joining, don't think, just join and change your life." That's what's up, man. That's what's up, Calaman. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I do, man. I love my box heads. Someone say, what rates per mile is better, Spot or Amazon? Amazon. Amazon is better. Amazon is more consistent. If you look at that load I posted, was I posted it? Was it yesterday? Look, I don't know if some of y'all might have seen it, some of y'all might have not. But it's only if you know how to book loads, man. If you know how to book loads, everything is good. Look at there. I don't know if you're on Instagram, if y'all can see it. Look at that load. You see that? This is not peak season. This is not prime day. 238 miles, $864.96, $3.63. Let me let you see on Instagram. So that's a good load. And this is not peak season or prime day. So I know people are, oh, that's no, August the 11th, a couple days ago. Well, night before. 238 miles, $864.96 and $3.63 a mile. All right. We'll show y'all this one too, but where's the other one at? It was another one for 8 something. Go find it. Yeah, another one. 237 miles, $865, $865.54 is the payout. So yes, if you know how to book loads, man, Amazon. All right. Someone said, took your class and got everything ready. Just got back from vacation, saving up for insurance. Then we rolling. That's what's up, Chris. That's what's up. So see, look, how many people you just said that took my master class that's on this thing right here? So like what I tell people, a lot of people are like, oh, well, how you know we're going to get what you're going to get? Because I can guarantee you're going to get what you get. Like anybody can attest. Well, we don't leave out this master class that you have to figure out anything. So it's nothing for you to figure out. Like I stated, we got 3 slots left for the August 23rd masterclass. We will not be having one in September. So if you're trying to catch prime day and peak season, get up and running now. You could be up and running literally in 30 days. All right. Someone said the masterclass have all the information I need. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Is there where I can get the third-party person for getting my DMC before the masterclass? Yes. Anybody. So if you're on Instagram and you want to get your third-party person get up and running before the masterclass, just shoot me an email or a DM, say, hey, Jabbar, I want to get the third-party contact, and I'll send it to you guys. I'll send you the link. If you're on on YouTube, I know there's not a link that you guys can click. Or let's just say you're watching it from somewhere and you just don't know where my link is at. All my stuff can be booked at Box Truck. Matter of fact, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a link up in my link tree that you could click on, and it'll actually go to my third-party person. But so that's what we'll do. Tiffany, so can you just put a link up? I'll do you do it. But just give us like 30 minutes. I'm going to put a link up that you guys can click on and be able to get access to our third-party authority person. But if you just want to send an email, you can send that email at info at boxtruckshorty.com, and then we can get you up and running. Look, you ain't even bought nothing for us, but we'll still get your authority running. So once you get your authority, but you have to have your LLC first. So get your LLC first, get your authority. Then, when you get up time and ready, you want to join the masterclass, join the masterclass. Okay. So that's what's up. You see that? Giving out free gems, games, giving out contacts. Someone said, after the VIP class and Amazon ride-along training, how do you get leased onto your partner's authority to run loads with us? Then Shabazz, all you got to do is just contact Tiffany, and she can be able to get you in contact with your leased on person once you have everything that you need. I'm in Montgomery, and I live about 2 minutes from the new Amazon warehouse. That's what's up, Montgomery, the Gump. Do you have the ebook already, or you have already signed up for the class? Tiffany's talking to somebody. What's up, bro? How you doing? My brother on there. What's up? My brother got a trucking company too. He's in Alabama as well. He's in Birmingham. Someone said, I'm getting the masterclass. So my bro, y'all don't probably hear me talk about him a lot. I don't want to tell his business, but he been working for the government for, I want to say 30 something years, 30 years. I ain't gonna say where he working, but 30 something years, but he has a trucking company, little over a year old as well. So like I tell you, everybody in my family got a trucking company, box trucks. They definitely got a trucking company. What's up, Lena? How you doing? Definitely the GOAT. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If y'all looking for a property in Atlanta, go check out my homegirl, Sold by Lena too. She'll help you. She's one of the best realtors out here in Atlanta. So go tap in wherever you're looking for a house in Atlanta. Sold by Lena too. Go check her out. Someone said I need help. Come, you in the right spot. Come, we got you, we got you. And I also do 30-minute and 60-minute consultations as well. So my 30-minute consultations is now $149 and my hour consultations is $199. So like I stated, we have everything that you need. Even if we got the training, the 2-day training, 2-day facility training. So you just let us know. All right. I'll DM you. All right. Well, I'm about to get off here because I got some stuff to do. But it was nice speaking to you guys tonight. I had a good time. Let me see if I got a couple more questions. Is it $1,000 payment for the rental? Yes, it is. Because I know I never really get to all of the questions, if that makes sense. Let's see. Slots are filling up. Yep, we got 3 slots left. Can you make good money with Amazon while renting a truck? Most definitely. That's what I still do now, renting all my trucks. I don't own any of my trucks. Most of my mentees still rent their trucks as well. Last week, you showed us the load will mature. That's right. Last week. So you showed us how the load will mature. Right. That's what's up. I want to bypass Amazon and get lows. How can I do this? Joining the masterclass. Join the masterclass. You can bypass the 180 days. All right. So I'm going to get out of here. I hope to see you guys next week. Hope to see you at the top. Remember, 3 more slots. Join this class. We're not doing a September class. Hope to see you guys at the top. All right. Take care. All right, YouTube. I'm going to see you guys as too. I know last week my Instagram, my YouTube was messed up, so I was able to have to cut it off. But I'll be back on here next week, Wednesday. I hope to see you guys at the top. All right. You guys take care. All right.